Hello once again, this is Plasmoid Knight, and I know it has been quite a while since I've made a video for YouTube, but I am hoping to get in the swing of things and start pumping out YouTube videos on a regular basis. So anyways, this is actually a video of a newer game called I Am Alive. It's an arcade game. I randomly saw it on the dashboard and downloaded the trial. Absolutely loved it and spent the shelled at the $20 to unlock the full game. And I'm a kind of cheap guy, so just shows how fun this game is. So anyway, this is just the starting introduction. The guy carries around a camcorder, and that's how they transition between different segments of the game, is by having a recording of him on his camcorder. So basically, and by the time you guys are listening to this, the sound will be turned down quite a bit on the video, so you can actually hear me talking. But he's just kind of explaining things. The basic storyline is what they call the event happened approximately a year before the game takes place, and it caused a lot of natural disasters and stuff all over the US. And he had been out on the East Coast at the time, was injured. This he explains a bit later in the game, but he was injured and took a while to recover, but then spent most of that year walking all the way back to his hometown to find his wife and daughter. So talk about somebody who's really committed. Anyways, he also just really quickly went over all his gear there. He has just some basic climbing gear, and then a flashlight and a handgun. And you also you'll see in I don't know, about 10 minutes, somewhere around there, he picks up a machete. So that's his melee weapon. Later in the game, you get a crossbow, or not a crossbow, sorry, just a regular hunting bow. And so I'm actually hoping to do another video just detailing all the different game mechanics in this game. So you'll get a better look at the bow and some other things in the game that you won't see. This is just the first introductory episode. It's basically the tutorial, I should say. But it's still kind of fun. You have to climb across this destroyed bridge all the way into town. And this is one thing I really love about this game. You know, it's another game that has climbing. So Assassin's Creed would definitely be the most popular out of all of those, out of all games that have climbing and stuff in them. Then probably Crackdown. But I really like climbing in this game because you actually get fatigued. So you have to worry about you have to take into consideration how far you can actually climb before you get fatigued, and eventually you can do what's called an extreme effort. You'll see that in a little bit. But eventually, if you climb too far without either resting, using it does not show it here at the very start. It's actually the next episode, I believe. But you learn about pitons or pitons or whatever, or however they're pronounced. But you basically stake that into a wall, and you can hang there and rest and regain your stamina for climbing, which is great because, as you'll see right here, you can actually do a climbing jump, but that takes a lot more energy, and I accidentally did a second one there. And then I kind of wasn't really paying attention here, and took a couple extra seconds to climb up. You can see there I started getting the very start of the what's called the I just completely forgot what it's called, but the basically last resort effort sort of thing. It'll say it again up here at the very top. But yeah, so you got to be very careful when climbing to make sure that you don't fall and die. So I really like that part of the game. It adds, you know, with this whole kind of apocalyptic type environment, just with the climbing aspect on top of that, and the fact that you can die by, you know, falling. And there you can see it right there. It has this big circle that slowly closes in, and when it gets really small, you fall and die. So if you hit R repeatedly, you can keep going for a while at least, but it cuts down on your stamina capacity, so then you have to use items to bring that back up to the full. As you saw there, I used some bottled water, and that replenished it pretty well. But anyways, you've also got to be careful about the controls, because they can be a bit particular. As you see here, I accidentally hit A and jumped up, but I think it might not have been this run through, but one of the run throughs I had some just little glitches, like you'll hit up and your character will move right instead. You know, just some of those things that are really hard to fine-tune in a game, but you know, very tolerable. But anyways, so yeah, you do a lot of stuff like this, you know, climbing precarious objects, or later in the game there's a lot of climbing up skyscrapers, which is very fun. And I think I'll look over pretty soon. I guess it's a little bit farther, but I'll talk about it then. I absolutely love the environment in this game. I mean, it's just so well done. It's not like Call of Duty, where when they want a boundary, they just, you know, put a weak fence, or, you know, some little area that you could realistically jump over. In this, they actually, you know, make barricades with barbed wire and stuff, you know, tons of debris to cut off the playable areas. And as you can see there, I looked over, and there's this huge just rift in the middle of the area over there that all the water is pouring into. And as you can see there, there was another little bit of a glitch that I was talking about with the controls, where you just kind of drop down on the ledge instead of jumping over. That's because I hit A a little bit too late. Excuse me. Anyway, so this is going into the sewers, and no, I guess it doesn't show it here. It shows it a bit later. But you get 3 retries per checkpoint, and you can get extra retries by completing, or either you can actually find retries in the playable world, or you can gain them by doing things like helping survivors. You'll see that a bit later as well. But if you get to a checkpoint and you have less than 3 retries, it'll restore you up to 3 retries. But, anyway, so this is your first kind of taste of combat, where you have to run away because you have no weapon. I was actually dumb enough to, when I first played the trial of this, I walked up to him and tried to melee kill him, not realizing I didn't have a machete at the time. But yeah, I mean, just look at this environment. It's, you know, rubble everywhere, destroyed cars, destroyed buildings, these giant gaps everywhere, because this town was hit by a bunch of earthquakes. You'll see later, a large part of the game is this giant dust cloud that covers the lower streets, and you have to be careful because you lose stamina as you run through the clouds, because, you know, it's a lot harder to breathe. You eventually get a gas mask, but that doesn't completely get rid of the effects, it just slows them down. Anyway, there's a retry, like I said. You can find those at several spots in the environment. There's actually the one spot where I found a glitch where you can actually gain 1 retry repeatedly, as many times as you want. I may make a video of that at some point. But anyway, so this is your first kill. So you don't have any ammo, but he doesn't know that, so he's kind of freaking out. And then you go, "This is Spartan!" Kick him into the hole. And even though this is one thing they should have changed a little. He somehow drops his machete even though he falls into the pit with it. But oh well, that's a kind of minor detail. I'm just a little bitchy about those things. But anyway, the machete's pretty useful. You can use it for opening gates and killing people, and I guess that's all that you really need in this game. But I had originally cut this out of the video, but I'm keeping it in just to show you guys. This time I actually I screwed up and shot that guy. So now 2 guys come out of that fence area over there, and I now have no ammo to kill them with. And you'll see here in a bit, I'm trying to back them up, just hoping that there's some sort of hole or fire over there that I've missed every time I've gone over there, that I can kick one of them into. Because I'll show you, or it'll show you pretty soon. You have to be alone with well, you have to have just one enemy in order to melee kill them, unless it's like that guy at the very start that I surprised. But so I kind of realized right here, well, I'm screwed. There's nothing I can do, so I kind of just get myself killed. As you can see there, you don't have enough time to melee a guy before the other guy will come up and kill you. So right here, I'm just kind of like waiting to die so I can restart back at the checkpoint and get through this the proper way. But so yeah, it uses up one of my, or that one retry that I picked up. But so yeah, the proper thing to do would be to cautiously approach the big fat guy, because he's the guy waving the gun around, and you surprise kill him, and you frighten this guy, melee kill him. And then you'll have a bullet left over to kill one of the other guys. Then you can melee the last guy. And what I'm doing here is, you can't really hear it because I'm turning down the volume on the clip. But the reason I got them to back up and then shot that guy is because later in the game you can actually get certain characters to surrender. There are basically tough and wimpy characters, would be the simple description, and they actually have a bit of dialogue. If you get them to step back, they'll say stuff like, the tougher guys will say something like, "Why don't you stop pointing that thing at me?" And the wimpy guys will be like, "Oh, don't shoot me, I'm not worth the bullet." So if you kill the tougher guys first, the wimpy guys will tend to surrender pretty quickly, and it's a lot easier than having to use up ammo and melee kill, as you can get 2 or 3 people to surrender at the same time, and then you just walk up and knock them out. So anyway, this is a new, or something I haven't showed you guys yet, but the map, it's really nice because it actually updates whenever you run into obstacles. So as you can see, it just updated there when I saw that there was debris blocking the street. And right now I'm running back to the other side of that pit that I kicked the guy into, just because there's a soda can there. But up here is the survivors I was talking about. There are 20 of them scattered throughout the game, and I've only managed to find, I believe, like 13, but I've only been able to help 9 so far, because of lack of resources. See right there, I gave that victim, I guess they're called victims, but I gave her a first aid kit for her boyfriend or husband, whoever that guy is to her, and so I got a retry out of that. And you also get extra points in the leaderboards for doing stuff like that. So then right here is, I was just checking back here to see if I had forgotten about any items, but this is your first taste of kind of a survivors right here. This old chick with a gun that doesn't want you to get any closer than that. But anyways, this again, I gotta say, I really like this game. It's just so absolutely unique. Having a, most I can't even speak. Most apocalyptic games are like Fallout, or something along that line, where it's more of either an RPG or a shooter game. But this one is, I've got to say, it's just very unique. It's a third-person action game based on climbing. It's just very brilliant, and there's a fairly long cutscene right here where he reads a letter from his wife. But yeah, it's just cool. All the different things that show up later in the game. So I'll hopefully show you guys some more of that if you guys want to see more of this. But I will kind of shut up right about now since the clip is about over. I guess it's got this cutscene right here. But anyways, so the next video I'm hoping to upload will be a mini-tage of I Am Alive, hopefully. Otherwise, I might just go the plain route of either Halo Reach or Battlefield 3, because I haven't gotten anything uploaded of those two games yet. I'm also hoping to upload just a few good kills and random fails from Halo Reach, because I've been playing that a lot, as well as a couple videos about maps that I've made, because I would like to show those off. One of them has gotten about 1,500 downloads, so it's doing pretty well. But anyways, this was I Am Alive, as you can plainly see there on the screen. And I highly recommend that you guys at least play the trial, if not spend the money to buy the full game.